GFENT Sports. I'm Johnny Jenkins, your host. And I just want to say, listen, this is our 8th year of covering. Well, we started off covering NBA action, and our focus was Los Angeles Lakers. I'm in LA. LeBron is coming. I'm from Akron. He's from Akron. So I decided to go to a Lakers game. And one thing led to another. That's when the birth of GFENT Sports was birthed in 2018. And we've been covering NBA action. I mean, we covered some playoff games and went to different cities. So it's been some kind of ride. But this year was the first year that we actually focused on the YouTube channel. And so, man, it's amazing. So this is like my second live. I think this is my second live, and we're restricted to only 25 lives for the next, I guess, 90 days or whatever, or until we achieve 1,000 subscribers, and then we will have all the tools for a full live, showing. So today I just thought I'd jump on, and I want to start, I guess, a series looking at investigative style series, looking at Shedeur Sanders' fall from a first round projection by Mel Kiper and some of the other experts. They projected that he would be drafted in the first round of the NFL draft. And as we all know, those who've been following it, he fell to the 5th round. How, Shay? How? I just want to know how. How, Shay? How does a first round prospect fall to from the first round, projected in the first round, no later than the second round, and no later than ninth? At one point, no later than the 9th pick in the first round. Now, how does this caliber of player fall to the 5th? I'm thinking it was a trading place kind of situation, like Eddie Murphy's Trading Places, which, by the way, I love that movie, where these rich brokers, they made a bet that this black guy, indigent, no money, broke down, criminal inclinations, we're going to take him and switch places with this other cat who is a top-notch, I guess, broker, stock exchange broker, but he's a young guy coming up in the ranks. And they switched places with them. They made him poor and made the other guy rich. And they just wanted to see how they would function. Would the guy that was privileged and had access to all of these great things in life, would he now fall to a life of crime and so on and so forth? And how would this other guy, he's been out in the elements and he's done, criminal type things, how would he fare? In this case, we're talking college quarterbacks, one who played for Oregon and one who plays for Colorado. One is Euro white and one is so-called black, okay? And I don't know what that has to do with the abilities of people being able to throw that rock, you feel me? Or manage certain play on the gridiron. We're talking about Shedeur Sanders, who was been coached by a 2-time NFL champion, Deion Sanders, played 2 sports, excelled in both sports, all-star in both sports, and literally changed the game for those athletes who played his position. Defensive backs, corners, they didn't get the kind of money. It was unheard of. 1 million, whatever odd $1 million a year. That was something new. And he did it because of his showmanship on the field. Now, some people say, it's not about entertainment. You guys should be able to get out there and do his job and not be flashy and all that. I think it just adds to it, makes it fun. But I don't see how that can be egregious or even offensive to anybody, especially grown men who dump off on a kid. It's a young kid. I mean, I can have my team and I can have my favorite player. I don't have to hate on Stephen Curry because I'm rolling with LeBron James. I think there's some immaturity when it comes to some fans and especially commentators and analysts. But we're going to talk about this fall. I'm going to tell you what I think, and we don't have to be mad about it. Those who think different and feel different, don't be mad about it. Let's just have some back and forth about this situation. Now, I made a statement in a video that I believe that there was collusion. And I believe that the collusion was the purpose of, because you're going to have people say, well, why would they do that? They don't do that. Some of us is just so gullible. We think that the standard has been projected to us that is so great and about America and its standards and how they engage and do things. Stop playing, people. We see who we are. We look in the mirror and we know exactly who we are and what we've been. Okay? And there are people who move a certain way because they have a certain persuasion. They are from a certain culture and from a certain, even within the culture, people discriminate and treat people a certain way because they have not of a certain elite or level. In this case, you got a kid, Shedeur Sanders, who's been coached by one of the greatest athletes ever, if you will. But in his position, he's probably one of the greatest, at least top two. And he's probably one, okay? He's teaching his son. He's training his son. He's coaching his son. You understand what I'm saying? He's nurturing him to be a certain kind of person. Because being a quarterback don't make you a nice person. Being an excellent athlete does not automatically make you a nice person. And we've seen enough of Shedeur. It's sad when an analyst will tell a lie. And I'm wondering if they get paid to tell these lies. You think that we believe what you say is greater than what we actually see on a film or live in action? And then we break it down to these little points about, he don't have a strong arm and he can't manage the snaps in the huddle and we don't know if he's mobile enough. What we know now is that you were given a gift to dump on a kid and make money off of him, generate money. Everybody got paid off Shedeur, except him. And why didn't he get what Travis got? Travis got about 40 million. I'm not counting other people's money. I'm saying a workman is worthy of their hire. And the NFL cheated. They cheated Shedeur. It was not competition. It was not fair. And they treated him different in how they talked about him versus Dylan Gabriel. So let's look at the trading places. Here you got Mel Kiper, been in the business forever and rating quarterbacks. Some people don't know how to rate a quarterback. They're using certain, measurements based on certain things that have nothing to do with the ability of an athlete, whether it be a quarterback, a defensive back, or forward, or center in basketball. We know you can see when there's something special about that dude. Even when he fumbles the ball, how he fumbles the ball is better than a 10-yard pass from that other guy. No, we don't really want no fumbles. I'm just being facetious. But listen, I'm gonna give you the stats, because stats don't lie. Mel Kiper projected Shedeur Sanders would go, I think his was second in the first round. He had him either 2 or 3. Now, Travis Hunter went third. He was the Heisman Trophy winner. This is one of the cats that Shedeur was throwing to, okay? And I'm going to say this, and you will be able to go back and check it. Just go back and look at the film from Colorado. Shedeur was making NFL throws in college. He was dropping balls in between 4 or 5 defenders. This is what he did. I'm not making it up. You can go and see for yourself. For those people who deny it and try to create another narrative and talk about stuff that can't be proven, it's just their opinion because they feel a certain way. You're on some bull crap. You're going to deny what we're actually looking at? It's like Rodney King film when the Los Angeles policeman was stumping him and kicking him. They're not kicking him. His head is kicking their boots. They're not stumping him. They're not punching him. His body, his face is punching their fists. It's people, when they have an agenda, they will lie and they don't even care if the proof is there that exposes them as being a lie. So let's look at it. And you're going to be, nah, that ain't it. He's just not. Nah, the Browns hate Sanders. Oh, that may be true. But one thing about destiny, if it's predestined, we walk through the details of it, but God determines that what it shall be for such a time as this. Okay? So it don't matter about the composition, the competition, or the competitors, or the naysayers, or the doubters, or those who do under, criminal things. To me, it's criminal. Let's look at it. Shedeur Sanders' senior year was at Colorado 2024, where he posted stats of 4,134 yards, 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and a 74% completion rate, earning Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year and AP All-American honors before going pro. Okay? And in his previously in his senior year of high school, at Trinity, that was 2020, 3,702 yards, 43 touchdowns, leading to a state title. This is what this kid did. If he's white, if he's white with these stats, since they say they can determine whether the Texas quarterback will go in the first round based on his collegiate stats, and this guy over here at Indiana, we're going to go on his stats, and his stats will trump Shedeur, because this was his first year, but you sabotaged him. You did not develop him. You did not give him opportunity, and you still judge him as though he was on par with the rest of the people that you recruited. Y'all on some bull crap. Listen, they knew who Shedeur was. It was a lot in play. One, the coach Stefanski, his grandfather is the guy that Deion Sanders took the jug, what do you call those things? I'm having a senior moment. The 5-gallon deal that you make lemonade in, you put water in. He poured this ice or water on this journalist in real life. Bash. That was Stefanski's grandfather. Either his grandfather or his great-grandfather. One of the two. I think his grandfather. So he had that in play. Then he had Deion. Flashy. Flamboyant. I mean, Deion was a star. And that's how he moved. He was not just a football player. He was a lot of different things. He had a lot of different parts. But he was a competitor. And he was a winner. And this is who coaching Shedeur Sanders. No other quarterback or athlete was more prepared for the NFL than Shedeur Sanders in terms of seeing the ins and outs and learning about certain nuances about not just the game, but how to carry yourself, how to conduct an interview, what to talk about and what not to talk about. So you're getting a kid who's not only an excellent athlete, student, quarterback, he is a good person, a decent person. You can't argue football and stats and all that to reduce a person, to devalue a person. And there are motives depending on who it is, an analyst versus a coach versus an owner versus an opponent versus a competitor, whatever the case may be. But you cannot tell me that is legitimate when you're talking about a personality, a person's character, and you see how they move. You see that they're going in the community and they're engaging with the people, the fans, but literally engaging with them and moving in neighborhoods that ain't really so nice. And you sit up there and you dump on him, and you have kids his age, and you have children, grandchildren his age. You have neighbors that you adore, people you speak about, oh, they're so wonderful, and you wouldn't want anything to happen to them. And you sit up in front of the whole world and you dump on him. And some of you do it not because you're racist, you do it because you're ignorant and you're stupid. Okay? Sometimes we're basing things, we're saying people are racist, and it's not that they're racist, they're just stupid. Okay? And I've been in the world long enough to know all white people don't think like all white people think. All black people don't think like every other black person thinks. And there are some fucked up people that are black, and there are some fucked up people that are white. Let's just keep it real. They got Shedeur on the cheap. They accomplished a number of things. They tried to devalue him. They said, see, this is somebody else's self-fulfilling prophecy. We're gonna make him what we want to make him. And we're gonna rob him of money, of value on money. We're gonna rob him of opportunity to win Rookie of the Year. They thought about everything because they're looking at this kid. This kid is different. Even in going through stuff, he's different. He's protecting his quarterback. He's protecting his coach, who literally has a problem with him, would not even want to say his name. This has nothing to do with whether you think Shedeur Sanders is, okay, I'll put it like this. I don't think Shedeur, I'm gonna be the devil's advocate. I'm gonna be some of you people out there. Shedeur is not a good quarterback. Shedeur, he's dumb. He can't even read defense. And some of these people are retarded. They don't even know how to play checkers. And he just, I don't like the way he walking. Did he really have to wear his hair like that? And he's talking about he's legendary. And so because of his own personal beliefs and the way he carries himself, and as still a kid, having fun. You see him on the sideline, laughing and joking. You think he don't see what's being done to him, but yet he's developed. He's been developed and trained to be a certain way. You sit up and you dump on this kid, and you say all kinds of lies and dirty things about him, and that's fair in what you do? Because you're a journalist? I'm a journalist. I may not be a journalist at ESPN, but I'm a journalist, okay? GFENT Sports, our 8th year. I started in 2018. Got access to the NBA, access to going to the games and covering the different games from city to city. But they'll say you ain't real. GFENT ain't real. It ain't real. It ain't part of NBC. I'm just as real as you are. And I'm more realer than you because I can talk football and not talk nonsense and demean people and devalue people and make them seem less than what they are. I ain't going to hate on Dylan Gabriel because I'm rooting for Shedeur. What they did to Dylan Gabriel was dirty. They used him like a pawn on a chessboard. You playing with that man's life. You took a projected 4th rounder, a 5th rounder, and switched him out with Shedeur and put Shedeur 144th in the 5th round so you could get him on the cheap. And when the 4 years up, you can still cheat him. But he got equity, prime equity in his contract. He owns his own media. He can have his own videographer. He got a shoe deal. He got $15 million the first year and hadn't even had one snap. Hadn't even worked with the first team. Didn't even get snaps. Didn't even get what they call them. You gotta get reps. All that bull crap. And even without it, he excelled. Imagine what he had done if you had treated him right. But you cowards. You are cowards, is what you are. And it only takes time to pass when you see who really is who they say they are or not. Shedeur Sanders was projected by Mel Kiper. And by the way, I got a badge for being a top fan of Mel Kiper's on Facebook. I'm proud of that. But anyway, I'm just listen. Mel Kiper said it right, and he's an expert. But he's an expert with a standard, with integrity. He's not just mouthing off stuff. Some of the people out there mouthing off stuff, they're jealous. Some of them are racist and evil and nasty. You dumping on a kid. He's a man, young man, but he's a kid to me. I'm old enough to be his grandfather. You're dumping on him. Any man would be proud to have a son. Any mother would be able to proud to have a son of his caliber. He's a good kid. But listen, I'm going to cut this short and I'm going to come back. We're going to continue to talk about it. We're talking about how Cleveland Browns was able to get Shedeur Sanders on the cheap because the NFL teams agreed we're going to let Cleveland get him. Why? Because they had a bad contract with I can't even think of his name. I haven't seen him on. 240 million stuck because he got injured. They needed to find their franchise quarterback, but they needed to be able to get him on the cheap. Because if you draft him where he was projected, that's $40 million or more. So you cheated him. And you want to talk about integrity and talk about, yeah, there's some things you can point out. Maybe his father didn't give him the advice he should have, but that's his father. And some of y'all talking don't even have kids and don't even know anything. And some of you got kids and your children giving you all kinds of problems. Shut up. Take several seats. Just because you feel a certain way about what somebody said or did in terms of teaching their kids or managing their kids or handling their kids don't mean you get to say all kinds of evil things about them that's not true. Because a lot of stuff we got to figure out as we go. But in America, we say it's all right to do dirty things and do crooked things and allow some people to get away with things that you wouldn't allow others to get away with. You got people that's in leadership that are committing crimes right in front of people. And you got people that's railroaded and they're going to jail. This is everywhere. It's not just in football. It's not just in sports. It's not just in the NBA. It's in life. And it's not right. And a lot of the ways that Shedeur has been treated is because of who he is, the skin that he's in. Let's just be mature. And for you people that say, oh, they keep always talking, it is about it. You live in this skin for 60 plus years, you know it is about it. Collusion ain't just happened with Shedeur. Collusion happens with people that look like me every day in America. So when I'm producing little videos showing the kid wearing number 8 and showing the kid wearing number 12, I'm trying to express something. Listen, I like Dylan Gabriel. I like Shedeur. We don't have to agree and become enemies because you want to vote Democrat and I want to vote Republican. Because at the end of the day, if it's my wife or it's a relationship, you're going to get mad because somebody else chooses another person or believes in another person. What happened to good competition, honesty, trustworthiness? Trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, kind, obedient, cheerful, brave, clean, reverent is what I learned as a kid in Boy Scout. What about the coaches? Having a good attitude, fair, playing fair. All of that went out the window with Shedeur. People cheated in their own profession. They cheated against this young man in his play and his demonstration when he's doing interviews and acting with people, regardless to what color they are, you see it. When he's encouraging the kicker, when he missed the punt. There are a lot of people working in these industries. It ain't that they're racist. Some they are. But a lot of times they just dirty. And they say an unspoken rule, this is how it is. This is how it go. It's just sports. It's just being a policeman. It's just being a congressman. No, it's just being evil sometimes and unprofessional. And a lot of times you just don't know what the hell you're doing. But one thing about Shedeur Sanders, he knows what the hell he's doing when it comes to QB1 responsibilities. And we're going to come back and talk about it again. If you like, share, comment, subscribe, roll with me. I need 1,000 subscribers so I can do the full-fledged live, people. Anyway, love, peace, and happiness. I hope that you had the greatest 2026 great health, prosperity for everybody. I want everybody to win. I don't care how you look. Okay? Peace. We out.